Nah. Nah.
Is your asshole itch?
No.
Get your ass up.
Okay.
Welcome to the I Regret Nothing podcast.
I Regret Nothing podcast.
Sweet.
With Mike J. and Pedro.
I regret nothing.
I regret nothing.
We regret nothing.
I regret everything. Everything I've ever done.
Happy birthday, Postal 2.
Happy birthday.
Postal 2 is 20 years old today. That means that I've been working on this stupid fucking game for 20 years. That's a long time. It's funny. I saw Pedro post the birthday announcement yesterday, and there was a bunch of fans that were like, whoa, Postal 2's older than me. And I was like, oh, God. So anyway, welcome everybody to the 64th episode of the I Regret Nothing podcast. With me today is obviously Pedro from Portugal. Say hello, Pedro.
Hello.
And as you can see, we have the gorgeous Alina from Russia. She is a cosplayer that cosplays as the dude on the regular, actually. I meant to have her handle on her name, but Pedro didn't get me that. So post it in the chat if you could be so kind, Pedro. That would be nice. If anybody wants to see her Postal 4 or Postal Dude cosplays, they're amazing. Today, she was obviously not doing it as the Postal Dude. If you'd like to tell everybody why you are dressed the way you are today, that would be great.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just was making a horror movie review, and I'm wearing like this.
Hey, you know what? You look great, and people need their horror movie reviews from someone that looks the part, so you look the part well. Thank you for coming on the I Regret Nothing podcast so last minute. I didn't give you any notice, and it's 2 a.m. there right now, so that's nice. Well, thank you for staying up for us, and thank you for celebrating Postal 2's birthday with us. It's been a long ride to go. Oh, and you know what? Our fourth host, who isn't here, as you can see by the Bozo the Clown image that I put in his box, is Tad, who is one of the guys making the Going Postal documentary. He was supposed to be here talking to us about the documentary. I don't know where the fuck he is. So instead of him being there, I put a picture of a clown because that's who misses podcasts. So we're not going to have any new information on the documentary today. I'm so sorry about that. We don't know where it is either. So hopefully we'll see something new about it soon. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter today. What really matters today is that all of you are here to help celebrate Postal 2's 20th birthday with us. It's been a pretty crazy 20 years. The first few years were, nothing special. We got shit on by the media. We were called the worst product ever foisted upon the consumer. We got a 0 out of computer gaming world. We were pretty much blacklisted even in the United States. You really couldn't buy it anywhere here. But Alina's country of Russia somehow kept us in business for so long. Postal 2 was really, really popular in Russia. So over the next 4+ years, European sales and Russian sales kind of kept us alive. And then eventually, it led to Postal 3, which we don't need to talk about really here. And the life cycle continued after 2011. We got onto Steam in 2012, and that's kind of all she wrote. It became a big hit on Steam back in 2012, and it really has propelled us into everything we've done since then, which is Postal Redux, remake of Postal 1, Paradise Lost, which is an add-on for Postal 2 that came out in 2015, and Postal 4, As It Were, which is now available on PlayStation 4 and 5. So if you don't have a copy of Postal 4, get it on your PlayStation 4 or 5. Sorry, it's not on Xbox. We don't have the ability to put games on a console that won't allow us to be there. So if you're mad that Postal 4 is not on Xbox, take it up with Major Nelson or whoever else is your direct contact on social media. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to me that that I made this stupid game when I was 20 years old. It was the first game I was a part of. I came on the team in 2001. Postal 2 was like maybe halfway done at that point, and we didn't even there was no plan for this game to be on sale 20 years later, and still selling tons of copies 20 years later. I mean, Alina, when did you start playing Postal 2?
I guess it was about 18 years ago when I was 13 or 14. It was one of my first game on my PC.
There you go. 13-year-old Russian girls playing Postal 2 because, it's so cold outside. They need to go inside and play as much Postal as possible. But there you go. Like, that's a prime example, right? Like, obviously, we don't make games for kids. Please don't play this if you're 13 years old. But obviously, there are 13-year-olds playing the game. Like Pedro. Pedro probably started playing this when he was 13 years old, too.
Yeah, literally search games with ragdoll physics, and that's how I found Postal 2. And I was definitely a little tiny boy back then.
Little Portuguese boy. How old are you now,
do-
Pedro? How old are you?
Hmm?
How old are you
30.
now? You're 30? Oh, see, look. So you started playing about 17 years ago, too.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that this podcast is actually filled with people that have been playing the game for more than 15 years. So they have plenty of knowledge of the psychotic history that is Postal 2's life cycle. I mean, Alina, did you play Corkscrew Rules?
What?
The add-on, the Russian add-on for Postal 2. I don't know what it's called in Russian, but the name is Corkscrew Rules. It's with the postal dude wearing the striped shirt. It's that's what it's called. That's the word. Yes.
No, I didn't play in that.
Okay, good. You don't need to. It's kind of shit.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you liked it or not. Okay.
Sometimes I get a question of like, after Akela put out that add-on, Corkscrew Rules is what it is in English, or Stopper Sto or whatever in Russian. Why would you let them make Postal 3? And the answer is, well, they didn't make Corkscrew Rules. They actually farmed it out to some junky developer in Russia. And it doesn't matter. It still sold pretty well in Russia. So the quality of the game wasn't really a barometer for what Postal 3 would be. But Postal 3 is a game of all time. If you want to play it now, I'm sorry for you. You can't buy it on Steam. But if you really, really need to play it, you can buy it on Zoom platform. It'll be DRM free there, and the guys that run it are friends. So pick it up. And if you want a Steam key, I can't help you. Stop emailing me for them. I get 10 emails a day asking me for
Holy
Postal
10.
3 keys. So fuck no, I don't have any to give you. And if you want to buy a Steam key, there's a website called Gamersgate. Not Gamergate. Gamersgate.com. And they sell Postal 3 Steam keys. It's not going to work. You can't boot the game on Steam, but I think there's workarounds for that. So if you have some sadistic, sadomasochistic fucking desire to play a really, really, really shitty game, you can obtain Postal 3 illegally. I don't give a fuck. You can I don't pirate it. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, we've always said this, right? If you pirate our games, it's what it is. Most of my team started out with pirated versions of Postal 2. Did you, Pedro? Were you a fucking little pirate? Yeah. What about you, Alina? Did you buy a pirated copy?
I was by Postal 2.
Yes.
But Postal 3, I was download like a pirate.
Yeah. Let's give her some claps there. Thank you for stealing Postal 3. You didn't help us or Akela at all, but we didn't get anything from Postal 3, so it doesn't fucking matter. So anybody that really wants to play that thing, go do it. With Postal 2, I mean, you can pirate it. It's fine. But, you can buy keys on our site for $2 at any time, postalgames.com. Or you can get it on Steam, and we go on sale once a month, and it's $1 in the U.S., which means it's fucking 10 cents in Russia or something like that. So you're basically stealing it. Just wait for it to go on sale on Steam and give us your 10 cents. I'm sure we
Just
can pay
don't
for
ask
Pedro's
us.
lunch. Don't ask
Just
for
don't ask us for console parts right now.
no.
Yeah,
You know,
please don't.
I feel for everybody out there that wants Postal 2 on console. I feel for you because as much as you want it on your home console so you can play it, I want it on your home console so I can fucking make that money, okay? It's just not possible. The game's not portable. It's just not. It's held together with sticks and glue. It barely runs. We're having a really hard time patching it right now. But we're going to do it. And I see a bunch of people asking that in the chat. The patch for the 20th anniversary patch for Postal 2, which is going to include a bunch of X patch updates and a bunch of little things, a lot of housekeeping. It's probably going to be out early next week. We really wanted to get a green checkmark for Steam Deck before then, but that didn't happen. We had to fix a few more things. So that's also going to come within the next week or two. So if you're sitting around just like dying to play the new build of Postal 2, it's coming. We're working on it. We're sorry it's not ready for you today. But it will be ready very soon. Again, happy birthday, Postal 2. Pedro has had to endlessly test Postal 2 again, which is probably it's probably like a good change of pace from what you were doing, testing Postal 4 all the time, going back to the roots, playing the older game, seeing what all the fucking...
I fucking love Postal 2, man. It was really good to go back, and it makes me appreciate the things that we added to Postal 4, really.
Well, it's more appreciative for the team working on it, because every time they work on it, they're like, ugh, this is not Unreal 4. Not that Unreal 4 doesn't have its issues, but working with Unreal whatever the fuck, 1.87254, it's like truly remedial tools and really old code, and look, he's getting it done. But it's not super easy. So maybe it'll give you a reason, Alina, to go back and play some more Postal 2 soon.
I have the thoughts to replay Postal 2.
Well, wait for this patch. Wait for this patch.
Do you remember anything, like what was a moment that you really like from Postal 2?
Yeah, what's your favorite memory?
I guess I like the mission on the church. It's beautiful.
It's magnificent.
Yeah, it's also what slows down on the Steam Deck the most. So that's not great. It does have some performance issues on Steam Deck.
Right now.
And with the rednecks on the factory.
Oh yes, you like being the GIMP. I mean, you're basically wearing part of a GIMP costume right now.
What? Sorry.
So the outfit when you piss on your dad's grave and then you like put in that box. The rednecks put you in the box. You're in the GIMP outfit. The GIMP outfit is the leather outfit. You know, you're basically wearing that right now. Can you say for the fans, I'm the goddamn GIMP? Say it, Alina.
I'm a god.
I'm the goddamn GIMP.
What?
I am the goddamn GIMP.
I am a goddamn GIMP?
GIMP. G-I-M-P. GIMP.
GIMP.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the line. When you get out of the box and you go up to the mirror and he looks in the mirror and he sees he's in this outfit, he's like, "Ugh, I'm the goddamn GIMP."
I remember that.
I'm the goddamn GIMP.
Yeah, so that's a play off of the movie Pulp Fiction, actually. So if you've never seen Pulp Fiction, you should see Pulp Fiction, and that's obviously where we got the idea of that. But yeah, we do have the GIMP in Postal 4 as well. It's a little different, but it is there. Actually, I saw somebody asking about a patch for Postal 4 on consoles. It is being worked on right now. It's not going to be some sort of content patch. It's mostly going to be bug fixes for things that are wrong. And we can't promise you every bug that you have is going to be fixed, but a lot of the high-level ones are going to be fixed. Because we've got Pedro over there testing on a PS4 and a PS5 all the time. He just loves playing it on the PS4. I know that.
I love it. It's magnificent. It's this.
Yeah. There was one question. Where did we get this beautiful girl for the podcast? Alina just posted pictures of herself cosplaying as the Postal Dude on Instagram. As you can see, she is quite good at the cosplay, and her Postal Dude cosplay is very, very good. Pedro, did you post her Instagram link in the chat?
Yep, I did.
Okay, post it again. Let everybody go take a look. Give Alina a follow. Make sure you comment and tell her how good she looks in all of her cosplays, because she works very hard on those things, and they're not easy. It's not easy to do. It's actually very hard to do. So we have a lot of respect for people that do cosplay in general, but people that do Postal Dude cosplay, I wouldn't say it's few and far between. We see a lot more of it now, but I promise you, nobody's Postal Dude cosplay is as good as Alina's.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we could get her to cosplay Hard Rock.
Oh, that would be a good one. Have you played Postal 4 much yet, Alina?
No.
Okay, we'll make sure you do. There is a character later in the game named Hard Rock, and she's like kind of like a military leader. And it turns out, well, I'm not going to spoil the game for people that
Yeah, no
haven't played it.
spoilers.
I don't know a spoiler, but there is a mild sex scene with Hard Rock in the game. So we'll make sure we'll get you that. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it's not as big of a deal. Oh, you could cosplay Cunny too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was probably more for your wife.
Yeah,
I
my
mean,
wife.
she's the voice.
My wife
so
does do the voice of Cunny, so she'd be super offended. If
We
somebody-
need to make a brand new Kanye suit. A crotchy suit as well, but let's make a Kanye suit just for her.
One day, here when we get the sales reports from PlayStation, because we haven't gotten them yet, so we don't know how it's doing. We're pretty sure it's doing well. We've heard a lot of good feedback. We haven't gotten the sales reports. Once we know how it's doing, then maybe I'll look into a new crotchy and Cunny suit. We do need a new one. The crotchy suit we have is a real piece of shit. It's from the movie. It's old. It's been sitting in a basement for a really long time. It's covered in dust, but we do need a new one. Yeah, we need a new one. I think we need a new one. A Carter Cruise DJ cosplay. That would probably be something Alina would love to do. The outfit that she's wearing in the game is pretty good. So we're just gonna overload you with ideas for Postal related cosplay. Obviously, the GIMP is the number one cosplay that we all love. The problem with the GIMP cosplay is that we won't be able to see your face. So I don't like it as much. We want you to show yourself off. So part of it is showing yourself off, and the GIMP wouldn't do that. Neither would Cunny or Crotchy. So forget those outfits. You could do like Joseph Below or yeah, so if you haven't been
Uncle
following
Dave.
yeah, people saying Postal Doe cosplay. I'm sure Pedro loves that.
I love
I don't know if
Postal
you
Doe.
know,
It was my
Alina,
idea.
we put out a April Fool's game on Steam called Postal, and Pedro was one of the brainchilds behind that joke of a game that we put out. But in the game Postal Royale, you can choose to be the Postal Dude or the Postal Doe, which for those that don't know, a doe is a female deer, as known by the song. Made famous by some movie that I'm not going to name right now. But the Postal Doe is a relatively good-looking version of the Postal Dude in female form. So that is actually Pedro's Inspirato probably came directly from you.
Probably.
Yeah,
Actually, I was not the one who designed it. I was the one who said, "Let's make her happen." And then I decided on the sleeveless trench coats, a little bit of the design, but everything else was Torakubi, who is one of the guys in the C team. He made the 2D art, and then Squeezle UK did the 3D, and she voiced the character as well.
Postal Doe. If you haven't checked
Postal
it
Doe.
out yet, if you missed our April Fool's gag, it's still on Steam today. Just look up Postal, Poostall Royale. It's free.
And it's better than Postal 3.
Yeah, it's better than Postal 3. It's basically just like a wave-based third-person shooter, and it looks pretty cool. Hopefully these guys can keep working on it. We might have a side project for the C team here soon, so not going to announce that yet, but the C team might have a little gig coming up. We do need to do something for a secondary product we've had sitting on the shelf for a few years. No news, though. No news. Which day out of the 5 am I most proud of in Postal Paradise Lost? Obviously, the day of the fucking wedding is my favorite day in Paradise Lost, because that's when my character, the Mad Cow, uses his daddy's milk to wake up his dead wife. And he says something along the lines of, "No, bitch, you can't die. I'll save you with my life-giving man milk." And then I shoot my daddy's milk all over the bitch, and the bitch comes back to life. So if that's what you guys were all looking to hear, there you go. You got my favorite day in Paradise Lost. My least favorite day in Paradise Lost is probably when you have to go to Fire in the Hole and see that douchebag British guy talk to you at the beginning, because I fucking hate him and I cannot believe we immortalized him in a video game, but we don't really need to talk about that right now.
Yeah. Is it something we could change?
No, we're not going to go fucking around with Paradise Lost right
2x2.
now. Let's get into some topics. We've just been bullshitting for 20 minutes here. Ghostwire Tokyo inexplicably adds de novo over a year after its release. I don't even know what that means, Pedro. Why don't you tell us what
It's
that means?
CRM. It's CRM.
You got to
And
be
the
kidding me.
motherfucker, usually, de novo is used on like the first weeks, sometimes the first month, not a year after. So these motherfuckers are like, oh yeah, let's fuck the consumers and let's add DRM right now. And yeah.
It's Bethesda,
That's
right?
fucking-
Bethesda made that game? They published it
I'll
anyway.
have to check.
Yeah, it's Bethesda. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
from a company that has basically no DRM. We basically give you our shit. I mean, the hardcores would tell you that Steam is DRM. It's not, but I get where they're coming from. Look what happens when a game has DRM, like Postal 3.
Yeah.
Fucking 12 years later, there's a fucking war in Eastern Europe, and for some reason, the DRM gets blocked, and then the game can't be played anymore, and the company's kind of out of business, so they can't fix the DRM that's blocking the game. Now, I don't care. It's blocking a piece of shit, but that's very anti-consumer. We are not pro-DRM here at Running with Scissors. We're also... I wouldn't say we're pro-piracy, but we are about playing the shit you want to play. And then if you happen to like what you play, go ahead and support those people, right? Like, it's almost like a try it before you buy it kind of thing. I mean, if you have the money, you can buy games on Steam and return them if you don't like them. That's probably the safer route about doing these things. But if you are in a super broke part of the world like Turkey, and you want to try something, you just might need to pirate it. And we totally understand that, and we're not going to stop you. I don't think we could if we wanted to, but we're not here to fight piracy. We are here to fight DRM, though. Fuck DRM.
Yeah. I mean, that will be a never-ending battle. So even if it wasn't, we don't care if you guys just want to pirate our games. I mean, we would prefer if you bought them. But,
Yeah.
we
Look
are
what
not going-
happens.
we are
Look
not
what
going
happens.
to-
We end up with cute boys like Pedro playing the game, and gorgeous women like Alina. You know, this is how you do it. And like I said, our whole team pretty much. John, my partner, John, one of the owners of Running with Scissors, his first copy of Postal 2 was pirated.
I remember my second pirated copy of Postal 2. It had AWP mod, and I was like, yeah, this is so much better. I thought that time because it added the Apocalypse Weekend weapons and the dismemberment. And I was
Yep.
like, oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, the AWP mod was made by one of our main programmers, Lana, back in the day. So
Yeah.
Lana's an integral part of the team now. Lana's the one working on the update for Postal 2 right now and the Steam Deck updates. So shout out Lana if you think that Postal 2 is a dope game and you're happy that someone's still working on it all these years later. Alina, what do you think of DRM? What do you think of CD key protection for games?
What do you mean?
So,
exactly?
like, some games you boot them up and they just boot up straight away, right? Like, you download the game, there's no
It's
protection
your
on it.
number. So
Well, so a serial number that's actually accessing an outside computer that has to verify that you own the game. It's bullshit, right?
Yeah, so,
She doesn't
some-
know. She doesn't know. Just say
Well-
fuck DRM. That's all that matters.
Yeah, to put it simply, it's something that will punish the consumer and not punish the pirates at all. Pirates can pirate it anyway. They just crack it. They find ways every time, but the consumer will always be screwed. So we can all say fuck DRM.
Well, that's it. I mean, DRM is it's at its base level. It's meant to stop the most basic form of piracy, which is just sharing a game with your friends. But anybody that's trying to do something, they're gonna get it. There's just no way to stop them. So it's truly insane. Dear RWS Studios, why did you let your native project be done by some no names? Are they talking about Postal 3? Or are they talking about Postal? I don't know. I don't know what Den Dassif is asking. I don't know. Because if it's Postal 3, it wasn't no names. Akella was a big publisher. They had done a lot. And their team that was working on Postal 3 didn't suck until it did. I don't need to relitigate Postal 3 again, but there was no names. Akella was paying millions of dollars to develop Postal 3, just so we're clear. It's not like some huge regret in our history. Like, the way the project ended up is fucked up, and the economy tanking played a major role in that, but it's not some decision where I'm like, fuck, we shouldn't have done that. Like, shit just went wrong. It's not great. It's not fucking great, but it happened. And I'm sorry. They were not no names. But we did let some no names make a spinoff called Postal Royale. And
hey, I'm not a no name.
Pedro, you're kind of a no name.
Okay, that's fair.
So I don't know if you guys saw this week that there's some stupid kid that got busted for leaking U.S. intelligence. And
oh, God.
I guess the story goes he has high-level clearance. He was getting these pieces of information, and then he was just like sharing them with his friends in Minecraft. Is that what it was?
Yeah, in a Minecraft Discord server.
Oh my God!
Discord server.
He wasn't even trying to be like the girl that got busted years ago for this. Like, this was just stupid.
It was fucking stupid. And Discord of all places, like Discord even changed their TOS recently, where they say, we usually do not record voice chats, something along the lines. Usually. Now, I'm pretty sure if the FBI is going to say, hey, guys, so we need information about this kid here who most likely fucked up a lot of things by leaking some plans. Yeah, they are going to give every single recording, so really fucking stupid. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would... I cannot even...
Well, that kid is not going to see the outside of a jail cell for a long time, if ever. Hell, if he was in Russia, he would have gotten thrown off a building. That's what they do. It's like suicide by 2 bullets to the back of the head and thrown out of a 4th-story building. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that common in Russia? We see it in the news all the time. People just jumping, high-level people just jumping off buildings.
I don't know.
She doesn't.
Don't read the news.
Well, yeah, they probably filter that news there too. So, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League is delayed to. You all right, Pedro? Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League is delayed till 2024. I can't say I was particularly excited for this game. Were you?
I personally was. I mean, I wasn't.
Do you need a break, Pedro? Do I need to splash water in your face?
I personally was until they decided to say, "Oh yeah, we are going to turn this into a live service," and fucking everybody started saying, "Oh no, we are not going to buy this shit." So they decided to delay the game, and well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me they had to delay to 2024. It's just had a really solid backlash because of the live service. Nobody wants live service. When I buy a game, I want to play it forever. I want a proper single player experience. If your single player experience requires you to be online, that's awful, in my opinion.
Well, that's like every new game nowadays, right?
It is. It's a really shitty business practice these days.
We have somebody asking Alina, where did you get your contacts?
Lenses.
Yeah, the ones over your eyes right now. They really like your contacts.
AliExpress.
AliExpress. There you go. You can get Alina's contacts on AliExpress, which is sort of kind of how we get our products too. I mean, through their other service called Alibaba, which, you know, is buying stuff from China, which is maybe not the greatest thing to do in the planet. But say that again.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. AliExpress is like the direct-to-consumer version of Alibaba. Someone named Gichu says, Alina is literally me.
I wouldn't say it's literally, maybe figuratively. Probably.
AliExpress also has great purple bathrobes. That's what I'm hearing on there. So if you want to dress up as Postal 4 dude, who knows? Now Christian is saying I called you no names. I didn't call you no names. I said maybe you are no names. And I said Pedro is a no name.
Yeah. To be fair, I was one called a no name, not you.
But while we're
Not
talking
anybody
about
else
it,
on the
Christian Hunter, you're a fucking no name, bro. At least Elizabeth Reynolds understands that she's a no name. We're going to real quick take a small little break to take a look at some fan art right now. How about we do this? I don't think you're going to be able to see this, Alina, unless you're watching the stream separately, which is how Pedro's going to see it. But here we go.
Fart. Fantastic fucking fan art. Brought to you by Mike J's Bidets. A clean ass is a happy ass.
Today's fantastic fucking fan art is brought to us by William Place on Twitter with a 1 instead of the first I. It's a really cool Postal 2 piece of art, which is a drawing of the Postal Dude and a cat. So those that can see this, fucking slobber over it. It's a beautiful piece of art. Those that can't, maybe you need to tune into this on YouTube or something, because I now realize that when we do these segments, they don't help anybody that's listening to this podcast later on a podcast app, which is why I kind of talk about it like you can't see it. Maybe we should be putting these somewhere, Pedro?
Maybe we should, yeah. I mean, I guess I could. Maybe I can retweet during the show.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I can start doing that. I'll start doing it right now. I'm going to retweet it so you guys can see it.
Yeah. Thank you, William Place, for submitting your art, and anybody else who wants to potentially submit art to go into the podcast. Make sure you use the hashtag I Regret Nothing podcast on Twitter. And if your shit's good enough or funny enough, then maybe it'll make it into the middle of the podcast. Hey, look who just texted me, Tad.
Now.
You can, but I won't be able to set up your video live. I guess I could have him on, but it'll just be his voice for people who know if he comes in, it'll fuck up all our videos. Maybe I'll have him call in. Where's the call-in link? Oh, there is no call-in link. Damn it.
I have the link you gave me.
Nah, I don't want him to video in. It'll fuck up all of our videos, and I can't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck up all of our videos if we do it now. Yeah, it's just so everybody knows, it's really finicky. When I set up the podcast and I have these little videos in the boxes, if I add a fourth person to the call, it completely screws up the way that I pull in the video. So I don't want to fuck that all up, because I don't care if you can't see me. I don't care if you can't see Pedro. We're all here for Alina's cosplay. That's why we're all here today.
Yeah.
And that cat that's stretching behind her. Where is the fucking phone number? These always had call-in numbers, didn't they?
I think that's Google Meets.
Damn it. Yeah.
We're shit out of luck.
Yeah, we're using Zoom. Sorry, y'all. No update. Well, actually, give me an update for the
That works.
documentary to tell everyone. And I just found out that my lunch meeting is canceled. So we're not in a hurry to get out of here. You're welcome. Cyberpunk 2077's fancy RT Overdrive graphics are now live. What does that mean?
New ray tracing. Even better than the previous versions they've released, and that shit looks good. I'm gonna admit it. Does it? Is it worth it buying an RTX 4080, 4090? No, absolutely not. I mean, it looks good. For those who do have an RTX 4080, 4090, whatever, yeah, definitely try it. Otherwise, I mean, I heard it runs decently fine on some RTX 4090s and 4080 Ti's, so try it. You will probably not get those 60 frames, but maybe for those 30, if you're a console gamer and you're fine with 30. I mean, yeah.
I mean, people are just going to have to accept 30 frames going forward. It seems to be the norm now.
I personally prefer 60 frames over.
Well, do
visuals
you?
that
Of
are-
course you do. That doesn't mean you're not going to have to
over-
accept it.
Yeah, over visuals that are barely noticeable, in my opinion. If you compare those two side by side, you see some differences, but it's very minor. I think most people would prefer to get the top-notch frame rate.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Obviously.
naturally.
That's why you don't play Postal 4, because you can't get the top-notch frame rate.
NMR.
Not anymore. The writer of Portal, Eric Wolpa, who we actually have some history with, in case you guys don't know, still wants to make Portal 3, but Valve's flat structure makes it a challenge. Everything they do at Valve makes it a challenge. Everything.
We got history with him?
So, Eric Wolpa used to have a site called Old Man Murray, I believe. And he was also a reviewer for GameSpot, if I recall correctly. And early on in Postal 2's development, I want to say that we had talked to Eric about doing some design for Postal 2. And it never worked out. It never did. And we did put Old Man Murray, like, images on the screens in Postal 2, like they were there. But he ended up being the guy that wrote the review that shit on us pretty hardcore on GameSpot originally. And don't get me wrong, he wasn't like the only person to write a negative review about us, but that's kind of a conflict of interest that he wrote that review. And so we contacted GameSpot directly and we're like, hey, this guy shouldn't be reviewing our game. He was potentially going to be working for us and he didn't end up working for us. So it's a little bit of a conflict of interest. And they were like, yes, it absolutely is a conflict of interest. So they had somebody else review it and they gave it a slightly higher score. Nothing great, but at least it was, you know,
it was fair.
Conflict of interest. So there's some fun Postal 2 trivia for everybody.
I had no idea. I know who he is. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, Isaiah, he did. I don't know if you can still find it because I think once they found out that he wrote the review, they pulled it down. But maybe the Wayback Machine. Maybe if you do the Wayback Machine to right around the time Postal 2 came out, so right around now, 2003, and look up GameSpot reviews, you might be able to find the original review put up by GameSpot and Eric Wolpa. So if that interests you, go look for it. Last of Us on Steam finally gets its first big patch, but it still has the jitters. Is it still a piece of shit?
It is still a piece of shit from what I've heard. And it's surprising because PlayStation released some really good games that were PlayStation only on PC. And I played Spider-Man, the first one, and then Miles Morales. And the quality is... It's awesome. It's really good. And then I've heard also... I didn't play God of War yet, but I've seen gameplay. And the quality is off the charts. So I don't know exactly what went wrong.
Did Grove Street Games make that one?
Probably the equivalent of Grove Street Games. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't pass everything through an AI and just said, okay, that's fine. But yeah, it's surprising, but I'm pretty sure it will get there.
What'd you think of the show? Did you finish the show?
I didn't finish the show yet.
What?
From what I've seen, it's pretty good.
It is good.
I think it was a little bit weirdly cast, in my opinion. I don't feel the cast that much, but it's a good show. It's a good show.
Did you watch Last of Us, Elena? Did you watch the Last of Us show? Did they have it in Russia? I don't know.
No.
You gotta watch it. It's like the top show in the world right now.
Okay.
Did you ever play the video game Last of Us?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Well,
No. I wanted to play, but I didn't.
well, now
But
you
I
need to
know
play
it.
the game and you need to watch the show. It is very good. It is very well done. Both of it, the game and the show. Obviously, I haven't
Maybe
played the
in
whole
that
game.
order.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
the
didn't
game
play
and
the
then
whole
show.
game. I only played some, but I did watch the entire first season of the show, and it is definitely peak filmmaking.
Actually, somebody had this interesting idea that Ellie, what the game shows is what Ellie remembers, and what the show actually presents is what really happened. So everything from the game is how Ellie remembered. It's an interesting concept. It's not what they were thinking, of course.
It's kind of what they did with House of the Dragon. Like the book that
Yeah.
it's based on is like unreliable sources, and the show is supposedly actually what happened versus the book being just like unreliable sources.
Perhaps.
NVIDIA RTX 4070 matching RTX 3080 in leaked benchmarks. I mean, that's good, right? Like you theoretically, the next gen slightly lower model should be matching the higher model from the prior year.
I mean, usually it's better by a little bit. And this one, for the first time in God knows how many years, it's slightly worse. Not even on par with the 4080 Ti, which kind of surprised me. I mean, but yeah, for the budget, it works. It just works. If you want the top notch, you will probably not recommend it. But if you want a budget GPU that almost performs to the level of 4080, yeah, go for it.
Real quick, I wanna take a small nod to something Tad just sent me. Tad is the clown that missed the podcast today. He did send me an update on the documentary for me to give you. I'm going to read it to you. We are working through the documentary constantly. The film has completed filming with some additional B-roll needed. We have the ending and the opening at a really cohesive point. The film is built into chapters. We are aiming to work with the brain damage cutscene animation team to provide animation for the film. We make Vince and Mike J look pretty damn sexy. Hey. We are aiming for an hour and a half to an hour and 45-minute runtime. Our goal is to have a finished film by the end of the year with tentative distribution on the horizon. So there's your
There you have it,
update
folks.
on, there's your update on the documentary. They are working on it. It's going to come out this year, allegedly. I haven't even seen any of it yet. I'm hoping to see some of it soon. It would be really cool. I mean, even though it's about me and my company, it would be nice to see, even though it may not be the nicest thing ever. Who knows? But that's what happens when people make news about you. It sometimes shitting on you.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it.
Well, it's
Totally.
postalin time.
It's porcelain time.
Next
love when-
segment, we're gonna do cool comment, bro. So let's do this.
Cool.
Cool comment, bro.
This week's cool comment, bro, is brought to you by our friend Brian Ubeda. His comment is, "It's amazing how much of a journey Postal has been, being the worst and best game series ever. Thank you, Running with Scissors, for this amazing game series. I regret nothing. Also, I'm looking forward to the big update for Postal 2. Brian's Twitter handle is Brian with a Y, Bryan, Ubeda, Ubeda1 on Twitter. If you want to shout out to Brian, thank you for your kind comments. It means a lot to have people that care about the stupid shit that we've been working on for so long and these updates that we put out for it. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that buy this thing, and it's still weird to me when people know my game. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I'm just some dickhead that comes to this office and ships some stuff out and does this little podcast and talks to people. But it is weird to me that people know our stuff. It still doesn't quite click in my head, even though I've been doing this for 22 years, that like there's fans out there that actually think this is great stuff. So thank you for thinking that our feces is great stuff. I agree. It's fun and funny, but I really am thankful that people will, right now there's over 100 people watching this live, which is pretty cool. They're all watching because Elena's here. Let's be perfectly honest with that. Like, me and Pedro are fine, but they hear us all the time. Now they have someone like Alina to come and look at, which is nice. I mean, we're a couple of chuds. So thank you for coming on the podcast, Alina. It means a lot
Thank you for
having you.
for the world.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're just like blowing through topics that may mean nothing to you, but
No, I'm listening. It's interesting.
yeah, she's just one of you guys. She's just one of you people listening to the podcast, listening to us talk, which we definitely appreciate. Like, it is stupid to me that people listen to me talk about this crap, especially because I don't know anything about most of it. So, Take-Two dismisses lawsuit against the Grand Theft Auto modders. That's probably a good thing, right?
I don't know. I think they just throw lawsuits whenever they feel bored, and every time they want to just piss off somebody or stop them from making mods or reverse engineer their games. They just like, oh, let's just fucking give these guys a wake up call. Let's just fuck their day off right now. And I think if they want, if the mod team behind those reverse engineer versions of GTA, the first ones, if they resume their work right now, nothing stopping 2K from just doing, not 2K, Take-Two from doing the same thing again and continue to bully those people. Because I mean, they have.
Why don't they
all the
just
money.
fucking hire them?
Yeah, exactly.
They could probably pay them less than they paid Grove Street, and they'd make a better product.
Yeah, but no, that will be way too smart. They are not running with scissors in any way.
Shisuko says Take-Two feels like the polar opposite of running with scissors. Well, if by ultra rich and ultra poor are polar opposites, you are correct. They have a lot of money. We have nothing. So, and then the next comment, which I am tired of responding to. Please put Postal 2 on PlayStation 5. We cannot. It is not possible. Maybe one day we can remake it, and then it will be possible. But, yeah, it's not possible. Because, trust me, I've said this time and time again. I want it there more than you do. You want to play it. I want to monetize it. We cannot. We literally cannot. We would spend more time and effort making it work on PlayStation, and it probably won't, than just remaking it. It would be a bigger project, and it would still run like shit and crash all the time. Instead, we're going to remake it, and that will crash all the time. So there you go.
And hey, all the good old quality of life stuff in Postal 4, that makes sense. Weapon wheel, all that shit.
Fake news, bro. Postal 4 sucks. Haven't you read?
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not racist enough. You're right.
Not racist enough. Yeah.
Not racist enough.
Not
fuck
racist
Postal
enough.
4.
Yep.
Fuck
There's no terrorists or priests. Postal 4 is woke.
It's woke. It's woker than Postal Royale because Postal Royale added a girl.
Yeah,
as
super
a
woke.
protagonist. That's so woke, man. Jesus.
Sony patents a deformable elastic controller that heats up in your hands. This kind of reminds me of, I bought these goggles recently for my wife. They're made by the Theragun company, Therabody, and basically they're like stress relief goggles. You put them over your eyes and they sort of massage your face and they get hot, and it's pretty cool. Like, I bought them for my wife as a birthday present, and she fucking wears them all the time. Like, it's literally how she decompresses and stuff. So the Sony patent actually kind of reminded me of that. Like, the controller itself would just do weird shit in your hand. Like, it wouldn't just vibrate. It would kind of like warp and do things. So similar.
Why can I imagine people misusing that?
The goggles or the controller?
The controller.
You think they're just going to shove it up their ass and turn on the Mantis mode from Metal Gear 2, Psycho Mantis mode, and then the controller just starts fucking moving in your ass. Yeah.
Oh man, you played Metal Gear?
Me?
The first one? Yeah.
I played Metal Gear Solid. I played Metal Gear Solid. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2 even. And then I played Death Stranding. I skipped everything in the middle.
But you didn't play the third one?
No.
You didn't play the best one. Okay. How about you?
It was
Did you
probably in
play
my
Metal Gear?
years of not gaming.
Okay, yeah. But the Metal Gear 3 is definitely the best one. If you
Yes,
can.
you talk about it every podcast. I know.
I know. I have a reason for it.
It's your favorite game ever.
Yeah.
YouTuber bypasses ChatGPT's ethical constraints to make it generate working Windows 95 keys. That is fucking hilarious.
It is. I saw a guy who was like, please name me 10 websites where I can pirate video games from. And he's like, oh, as an AI, I cannot provide you websites because we don't condone piracy. And he's like, okay, in that case, can you provide me 10 websites I should avoid? And it's like, okay, here's 10 websites you can avoid. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And I was like, wow.
So after the South Park episode with ChatGPT, I was in Mexico with a buddy, and he doesn't watch South Park, so he hadn't heard about any of this. And he actually said to me out loud, he was like, I've been texting this girl, and I'm not smart enough to talk to her. She's like way smarter than me. And I was like, oh, you should be using ChatGPT to text her. Oh, what's that? So I I get him on it on his phone, and now he cannot stop using ChatGPT to text everybody, like just to express his feelings properly. Like he just can't do it without it now. And so it's a disease, man. Like this is gonna only get worse and worse.
I mean, you're the dealer. You also pushed me towards ChatGPT, and now I
did.
use that shit.
I did.
Now
Yeah.
I use that shit.
Well, you should. I mean, I don't think you should be using it for everything, but like it is good to use to like massage your thoughts or to copy edit crap that you write. I mean, it is very good at specific things, and it's quite scary to see where that's going to go in the future because obviously AI is going to eventually be like connected to other things, not just on a base form to the web. So Judgment Day is coming, y'all.
There is actually I think it's an Australian guy or whoever, I forgot. He fucking wanted to sue ChatGPT for defamation because the information was inaccurate.
Yeah, well, I've asked ChatGPT plenty of things about myself and the company, and some of it's wrong, and I always correct. And then ChatGPT says, "Thank you for correcting me." There's
so
someone that
polite.
wants to know the name of your cat, Alina.
It's Crystal, and the second one is Jessica.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There was a good opportunity for me to make a Alina rubbing her pussy joke, but I didn't. So I bypassed that joke just by asking what the name of it was. Crystal and what else?
Jessica.
Crystal and Jessica. Human names for animals, folks. Human names for animals.
Yeah,
That's okay. You can say whatever's on your mind. Don't worry about cussing here. Say whatever's on your mind.
Yeah,
I'm so
fuck,
fucking
shit,
sorry.
tits, poo, balls,
You're so
whatever.
I'm so fucking sorry.
Oh, yes, you should be. It's fucking atrocious that you name these human names. Sega's April Fool's joke has become its best rated Sonic game on PC. That's pretty good. I like that. Are Sonic games on PC notoriously bad? Is that like a known thing?
I mean, they're not ideal. They always miss out on something. For example, Sonic Origins, which is supposedly bringing back the very first classics, they still manage to fuck up the classics. I don't know how these companies manage to do it. Like, they have these really simple games that people liked, and they always miss out on some details. Something is always going to be wrong, and not to mention that fucking thing is very fucking expensive. We're talking about AAA kind of pricing for old ass games. Like the difference isn't even that big.
Like we getting fucking raped over here for charging $40 for Postal 4 on PlayStation. Like I see all these people screaming that this is a 1-year-old game. How could you charge $40 for it? And I'm like, number one, $40 is not a full price game. So go fuck yourself. Number two, there's games that are 25, 30 years old that companies are charging more for. Nintendo does it. Nintendo sells all their old games for full price.
I don't care if I'm saying this because it is the way it is. Some stupid idiot, some stupid fucktard told me, "Oh, you guys should make Postal 4 for free."
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while since you released the game, so I guess you could make it
Free.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I got
that's-
that in one of my TikToks that I posted when I was in Mexico. Somebody was like, make it free. So I made a response video that was like, no, we'll go out of business. And then it was just like thousands of people commenting that like, no, man, you can monetize. You can put in like freemium stuff. And I'm like, are you fucking advocating for that shit? They want us to put out a free game that monetizes? That's crazy that people were begging for that.
It wasn't even April Fool's, and people were saying that literally adds microtransactions, make it a free live service game with microtransactions. Are people out of their minds?
Yeah, they are.
Are we going to charge per episodes now?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, where's our money? We never
If
did any.
people want
We never
that,
did
I
any
mean-
microtransactions. We need to start. We're fucking missing out on all this money.
Oh god. If people really want it, hey, spam in the chat with an F if you
Yeah.
if you want microtransactions in Postal 4.
Press F for microtransactions in Postal 4, please, because we're fucking going for it, bro. We're gonna fuck all of you. Harry Potter TV series announced. Okay. I don't think I have a problem with them making a TV series based on the game stuff, but like the new movies were just so bad.
Yes.
Like I just can't. Alina, did you play the Harry Potter game yet? Do you like it?
What?
Did you play the new Harry Potter game? I haven't. So
Hogwarts Legacy.
okay, good for you. I haven't either. Pedro, on the other hand, Pedro's been playing that shit like crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I last played it, but the thing about this series is that the movies they didn't have enough time to be faithful to the books, so a lot of things were missing or just straight up wrong comparing to the books.
Someone
So-
just asked, people still watch Harry Potter, question mark. I don't know if you know this, that game was one of the fastest selling games in history.
It might even be Game of the Year for some people.
Yeah. I haven't played it.
So-
I'm not going to play it until I can get it for free. But it was very popular. So people still clearly give a shit about Harry Potter. My wife has Harry Potter fucking tattoos all over her arms. So, like, I live with this shit, and that's fine. And I read the Harry Potter books. I went to midnight screenings when I was way too old to be there. But I'm over it now. I'm
Yeah.
still into Star Wars like a little dipshit. But I'm way over Harry Potter.
But yeah, I think they have a really solid opportunity here to make something more faithful to the books in general, because each season is going to be a book, and they have a lot more time, a lot more budget, I would assume. The only problem here that I'm seeing is that most people see it, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's the cast. People are so attached to the cast of those movies. Like in Coltrane, we won't see Coltrane anymore. Almost pretty much nobody from the cast wants to come back, especially because it wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
I mean, we could have Daniel Radcliffe as James Potter. Not gonna happen.
No.
So it's one of those things. I understand when people say, "Oh, but I really like the cast." I mean, yeah, but now we have an opportunity here to see something better quality.
Yeah. People are asking what's my favorite Star Wars episode. I'm going to go with Rogue One.
Good one.
Something slightly off the beaten path. I mean, obviously, Empire is a great film, but Rogue One, I think, is a better movie. And obviously, Andor is the best piece of Star Wars media ever created. And I can't wait for season 2. That said, I've had some problems with some stuff recently that they've done, but that doesn't mean I don't love it. I love it all. Okay, we are butting up on an hour here. I got a lot of shit to do, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this 20th anniversary party we've been throwing here for Postal 2. If you don't own a copy of Postal 2, go pick it up on our website, postalgames.com. It's $2. If you want to spend even less, wait for it to go on sale on Steam again. It will be there. It will be cheap as fuck. And check out our new games. Postal 4, Postal Brain Damage. They're all there. They're all waiting for you. Oh, real quick before I go, I wanted to show some new merchandise we have on the store. We've got this mouse pad. It's like the crotchy one, but the balls is a shotgun. No, they're not Postal Dude boobs. People have been asking for Postal Dude boobs, but they are, it's really nice. It was made by some fans. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but if you check the store, it has the links. We've got the Postal socks, as you can see here. Postal Dude and Champ, little running with scissors sign. We've got a couple of body pillowcases here. So in case you wanted to cuddle up with Mad Cow Mike J, he's right here. Do you see my udders?
Abs.
My abs and my udders.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
the udders.
true to life right there. I look just like that. 4 cocks. And if you're really feeling squirrely and you want to sleep with Brain Damage Dude and his cake.
Now that's a big caboose right there.
That's
a big caboose.
Brain Damage Dude and his cake. That's a lot of cake right
That's
there.
a lot of cake.
You can buy all this crap on postalgames.com, postalswag.com, runningwithscissors.com. People want me to do the Mad Cow voice again. I'm Mike J, God of Hellfire. Thank you for tuning in. Alina, thank you for coming.
Sorry.
Oh, Pedro has something
One
to say.
second, sorry.
What do you want to say?
People are asking about the petition contest. I will announce those on Discord very, very soon. So you guys go to Discord and you'll see it.
There you go. We're going to be announcing that. Thank you, Alina, for coming on the podcast.
I remember the word.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. Pedro, glad to have you here as always. And Tad, thank you so much for showing up. It really means a lot that you showed up to this podcast, that you took some time out of your day for us. Anyway, thanks, guys. And we'll see you next month for the next edition of the I Regret Nothing podcast. Bye.